Hey everyone, welcome into the RAINMAKER podcast. We've got a good one for you today. We literally have the man, the legend in the house with us today, Alex Branning. Let's get into it. Hey, Arturo, Alex, what is going on, man? I'm so super excited about being with you guys today. You just don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here too.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man. Well, Alex, I mean, look, I've been seeing your stuff for a long time now with the stuff that you're putting out and the way that you're helping life insurance agents and doing so much. And, you know, that even brought us together from AJC to do a partnership. I mean, Arturo saw all the stuff that you were doing and he got excited, and it's like, hey, we ought to just work together. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in the plug. Alex is going to be at our next live event, so you want to be there.
Yeah, super excited.
Let's go.
Yeah. And, the reason why I'm excited about this is because, there's a lot of marketing going on in the business and not a lot of help behind it. And what I've noticed just from the short time that I've connected with Alex, which has been one of my favorites, is anything that he says, right? You can hang your hat on that in regards to things. And also being another one of the good guys in here trying to help agents and fighting the good fight, alongside Cody and myself and Alex. So definitely excited to connect and just really kind of break down that journey on how we got here. And so a lot of this is going to be about Alex. So yeah, man, excited to have you on. I'm looking forward to hearing.
Yeah, man. How did you get into this whole thing, Alex? Give us the backstory on everything that you're doing with your organization.
Yeah, so I started when I was 17 years old. I started the Branning group, just a nerd who loved to code. I started
You had
out
hair
as a
back
PhD
then too,
programmer.
probably.
Yes, I did. I had some cool hair when I met
just
my
like
wife.
me. Just
I did it blue, you know what I'm saying? So I had fun with my hair. I knew I was going to go bald, so I just kind of had fun with it. Did the whole bleach tips like the boy bands, you know what I'm saying? So, but this was inevitable, so I just embraced it
Me
when
too.
it came. But with my career, like I said, I was doing programming. That's how I started the Branning group, and then just fast forwarding through my story. When I met and then eventually married my wife, she was like, I don't know the entrepreneur lifestyle. It's not really comfortable for me. Would you mind getting a 9-to-5 while we start out? And then you can go back into doing the entrepreneur thing. And I knew that my wife and I was a lifetime thing, and I wanted to prove to her that I could provide and be a safety net. So I got a job, and one of the projects that I was on, I actually worked with the guys that built MySpace. And when I worked with those guys, they're like master composers of code. I learned software at a higher level. I learned scalability at a high level. I learned profitability, like these things that I had never really taken the time to learn. I was rubbing elbows with the greatest in the game. And so, I went back to full-time Branning group after about a year, working with them. And I started Agent CRM. Now we're cutting ahead, we're jumping 13 years in the future here, but I started Agent CRM, back in 2020. And so many of the lessons that I learned from the time working with those guys when it came to scalability, being able to stay profitable, giving your customers a great experience, because the stuff I was building with those guys, it wasn't MySpace, but we were building, software. And so it's been a journey, man. And, every step along the way was, there for a reason. And one of the, as an entrepreneur, when I was doing the Branning group full time, one of the things that I did that was the best move for me was I hired a mentor. This is about 9 years ago. And at the time when I first hired him, his name was Eric. When I first hired him, my entire business was done for you marketing campaigns. And I was stressed out, burned out, and he was like, Alex, you gotta stop doing this. You gotta get into the marketing game. You gotta create software that you can, get recurring revenue for. He's like, you're capable of it. You just ain't doing it. And so he really gave me kind of a good roadmap for my career, which I followed, which has just changed the game for me. And so,
was the software component was the software component where you felt like you really started hitting your stride or hitting that other level, was adding that SaaS product into the mix? I mean, Arturo and I know it, with using that software that you have at Agent CRM, it is a game changer for a lot of life insurance agents, because they don't even know that they need something like that. until they get it,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. Right. And I had a very similar experience myself with software. And so, I built software, but there would be different pieces along the way that would just be a game changer for me. Right. And so
Mm-hmm.
I remember 6 years ago when I first stumbled upon ClickFunnels, and when I found that, I was like, this is going to change everything for me, not only
Mm-hmm.
the software, but also the mentorship. And so I learned a lot from the way they did business, and I incorporated some of that, serve the customer first mentality that Russell has. But when I was building out Agent CRM, and I took that same mindset that I learned from Eric, my mentor, who wanted to
Right.
make sure that I was successful, and Russell with his education first philosophy, and then there was another software that they just did such a good job on support. I felt like I was like their only customer, and I took all of that
Oh,
and I put
wow.
it into the experience of Agent CRM, where I want agents to, be able to come in to Agent CRM. I want them to
Mm-hmm.
feel like the software was built just for them, because it was. I want them to feel like they're our only client because they're so well taken care of. And I want them to see success. And if they don't know how to use it, then that's where the mentorship, the game plan, so to speak, come into play. So it's not one-to-one mentorship like what Arturo has, but it's all about, creating workshops and training for them
Mm-hmm.
where they can come in and go, okay, here's what Alex and his team are going to, we're all going to work together on this workshop, and we're going to build this out. And nobody else does that, right? They're just, with other software products that are out there, especially serving the insurance world, which is a very underserved and oversold
Definitely.
community.
Definitely.
There's so many people who are like, here's some software, good luck, and that's just not the way we do business. So, we want everyone that comes in to feel like I felt, where I was like, I feel like I'm the only customer that this software company has, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt so taken care of and so seen. And so but yeah, software is the thing for us. Like, that is what we do, is we build software. So we got some exciting things coming out in January too, but yeah, that's what Ethereum is all about.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm excited to hear about some of those things. But you said two things that would really stood out to me. But before I get to that, I'm just curious on why you chose, this industry, the life insurance industry. Like, what drew you to that? What kind of affinity do you have to helping life insurance agents?
Yeah, I feel like the insurance industry chose me, to be honest. So when I was doing done for you marketing campaigns, one of my best and favorite clients was a small insurance agent down in Lancaster, California. His name's Bob. And Bob was an independent insurance agent. He had a brokerage. He had a team of 6 people at the time. And he hired me to help him with some marketing campaigns. And one of the meetings that we had, we were sitting down together, and he said, Alex, I would gladly give $100 gift card if it meant I could talk to some people on the phone and talk to them about insurance. And that was the beginnings of the giveaway funnel, which that marketing campaign and us being able to automate and systemize that changed my life. And, at the time that we started the giveaway funnel campaign for Bob, his brokerage was, doing in the mid 6 figures. By the time he started running giveaway funnels every month for like 7 months, the number of policies he was writing more than doubled, because he was just getting people on the phone more. And I documented the journey. And so, I documented what we built for him, the giveaway funnel campaigns, the emails that we were writing for him outside of the giveaway funnels, and the websites that we built for him and others. And he was connecting me to other people in the insurance space, and it became this referral train. Fast forward a few years, COVID hit, and COVID required the insurance carriers to lift the restrictions around being able to sell life insurance, right? And so now all of these agents could sell statewide, and they would type into Google digital marketing strategies for insurance agents, right? Like how to build funnels for
Mm-hmm.
insurance. And I was at the number one spot for a lot of those keywords. And so they found me. And so my business literally quadrupled from February 2020 to March 2020. So,
Mm.
we went from doing about 40 a month to 160 a month, and it just hasn't slowed down. But we took some of the profits from that, from what all the business that was coming in, and we built Agent CRM. And so, and now that is the business. We help people launch these campaigns. So we took all those campaigns that we were launching, we put them inside of Agent CRM, so that we make it super easy for agents coming forward now to, they just started an account agent CRM, and they can take all these campaigns that we spent all this time and money and effort developing, and they can just click a couple buttons and launch it themselves.
And Bob basically became your avatar for your ideal client.
Absolutely.
That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. He was referring people to me. He was sending people. It was amazing. So that's why I have such an affinity for insurance. I know it so well. I spend so much time, like literally every single day. I talk to multiple insurance agents and, get to know them, their struggles, their dreams, their desires, their pain points. And we just continue building, for them, serving them, creating products for them, and coming alongside them. So, I really feel like, the insurance business chose me, and, but it's a two-way street. It's kind of like a marriage, right? Like, someone can pursue you, but, you got to choose to pursue them back. And so the insurance business chose me, and in response, I just gave everything I had to helping the individual insurance agent grow their business and, build the type of business that would give them the freedom that they want.
Yeah, for sure. And so, I picked up on one other thing that you said. You mentioned your mentor, Eric, and there's a saying that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And so, a lot of times, life insurance agents specifically, we call them lone wolves. They're trying to figure it out. They've been doing it one way for 20 years, right? I've been doing this for 20 years. And I always say, a lot of agents have been doing it wrong for 20 years. And sometimes, in order to make that quantum leap, you need a mentor, right? So what profound impact did Eric have on your business, right? Like, how were you able to move so fast? Like, what was that like for you?
He gave me a roadmap. He gave me a roadmap that I didn't have before. He saw my business in such a way that I didn't see it, and so I was following the roadmap of the people that I was rubbing elbows with at the time. And I got as far as I possibly could by following the game plan that my peers also had, right? And so I needed a new roadmap to get to the next level. And that's what Eric gave me. He showed me the way to build a business that would get me out of the ceiling that I had been consistently bumping up against. And he showed me how to move to the next level. And so that's really what Eric gave me, was this entirely new way of looking at business.
Wow. And I need to get that made as a banner. He showed me a new way to get to that next level.
Yeah.
And a lot of life insurance agents, right? They have been doing it the same way for 20 years, and they've been stuck and proud of writing 20, 30K every single month. And the first question I asked them that kind of, opens up Pandora's box or really shifts their paradigm is like, man, it's really good that you have been doing that for 10, 20 years. But how does it feel to be stuck at that same level of doing the same thing every single month? And it's like, you know what? I didn't really look at it that way. It's like, yeah, what do you think's holding you back from going to that next level? And that's one of the powers of mentorship, right? Is this third party lens to be able to look at your business and see things that, one, probably emotionally that you can't see, and then from a business tactical standpoint, where it's like there's some bottlenecks, and a lot of times it's us, right? We're the biggest bottleneck in our business. And so, because it's working, so we just keep doing it. But sometimes it's like, well, you need to make this shift to get to the next level. And we call it the glass ceiling. So what happened after you broke through that glass ceiling? Like, what was that defining moment for you that shifted to like, aha, okay, I need to use software? And then once you did that, what was the breakthrough?
Yeah, I love this story. So a lot of times our biggest breakthroughs come from a point of desperation. And I was working with Eric and, really working on my mindset. The switch didn't happen overnight, but I've been working with him for about 6 months. And then we had a plumbing issue at our house, and it was like a $2,500 fix or something like that. And it was right before Christmas. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this timing could not be worse. At the time I was just a small business owner, making ends meet, but not really thriving. And the $2,500 was an unplanned expense that, was 8 years ago was a lot, And I was like, okay, I need to do something. And I called Eric. And that's one of the first things y'all should do when you have a mentor. If you hit a point of desperation, call your mentor and tell him what's
Absolutely.
up. And, he gave me some advice like, hey, put together an offer, send it to your list. And so I wrote out an email, made an offer, and I sent it out to my list. And that was the first time I realized that my words could make a sale without me being on the phone with somebody. And then B, I could use software to close transactions again without having to talk to someone on the phone. And the software that I was using at the time, I think I sent it out using like MailChimp or something like that. Like it was one of those
Wow.
free email things, right? Like it was like a MailChimp to a PayPal, right? And I was like, oh, this is great. Like I made a sale, like how amazing was that? And then it would be, I think, a year later that we discovered ClickFunnels. But I was playing the duct tape game for a while. But that was the light bulb moment. That Christmas was when I was like, I made $5,000 by sending emails to a list of people. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, the paradigm
So
shift. It's just like, oh, now I see what's possible. This online thing, this digital thing, actually it worked, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a thing with even because the thing that you didn't just talk to your mentor or complain, right? To your mentor, you actually had a conversation about what was actually happening and going on with you almost to a personal level. But the thing that you did was you actually took action on the information that you got. Alex, this is one of my main frustration points with any type of client that we deal with, and I'm sure it's with you as well. Obviously, we're problem solvers. We fix things or show people a way to fix things, and particularly right now, what we're talking about within the life insurance industry. How does that, or how do you separate yourself, if you're able to, from the outcome of someone that you're trying to coach and mentor, but they're not doing the work?
I tell people that ask me for help, I say, I can lead you, but I can't save you.
T-shirt. That's
so
a T-shirt.
I can say like, here's where you need to go, but I can't pull you along, right? So
yeah,
you got to do it.
Yeah, for sure. You got to put in the work. And it's funny because Jim Rohn says that a ton of success comes from inspiration and desperation. And kind of in the beginning of entrepreneurship or being a life insurance agent, you kind of don't know what you're doing. So you're just trying a bunch of things. But that's the journey that we all have to take, right? Is that we're going from failure to failure with enthusiasm. And that's what it takes, because you need to prove to the universe or to the opportunity that you're willing to do whatever it takes and go through whatever it takes in order to achieve that success. And it really comes down to endurance. Am I willing to outlast, the competition or outlast these terms? Because then it just turns into a numbers game. If you talk to enough people long enough, guess what? Something is going to happen. And that's what happens with most entrepreneurs and life insurance agents. They give up too soon. They're thinking too emotionally and not really like understanding that this is a seed planting game, right? The more seeds you plant, the more harvest that you're going to reap. So but also mentorship. So I think a lot of life insurance agents in particular, when they start having a ton of success, I feel like they don't really take into account the mindset piece, right? Which is a huge component, from going from 6 to 7 figures, right? Is that you need to have a great mindset. You need to have a great mentor, and you need to have a good roadmap. So for you, where does all that meet for you? How are you able to, have success with all the moving parts that you're doing? What's behind the scenes that you're doing in order to make sure you got the right mindset, you got the right mentorship, and you got the right roadmap?
Yeah, great question. So when it comes to the roadmap, I like to look at every quarter and I say, okay, what do I need to build so that I'm able to serve my clients at a higher level? And so, most of that is stuff that I give to my clients. It is not things that I charge them for, because what I'm looking at is building a relationship, and it's all about the length of time that I'm looking at, right? I'm not looking at something where I'm not looking at a monthly revenue goal. I'm looking at a yearly impact. right? And so I'm looking at, how am I going to affect this person's life over the next year? What does that look like? They just happen to be using my software. That's the relationship. But how am I going to impact them? And so that really boils down to a couple different things. One is actually talking to customers. Like, we're at a point now where I still try to talk to all of our clients on a one-to-one basis and just jump on the phone at least once, just to hear where they're at, how I can serve and support them. And listening has done so much for me. As whether you're selling insurance or software, actually listening to what your customers want and then helping them achieve it. If you can do that, you can sell anything and grow your business to any size that you want. And so that's been big for me. So before, when I was building Agent CRM, my mentor provided my roadmap. Now that we reached a point of scale and success, the roadmap is really dictated right now by the customer and by where I see the direction of the future, which is really gearing towards personal relationships and AI.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because the relationship thing, what's happened since, post pandemic is we got so settled with being online in this digital way, but nothing can compete with the fellowship or the relationship. And so collaboration has become the new currency for sure. And your network is definitely going to be your network going in the future with a lot of things that are coming through, because you want to make sure that you're tuned into the right information, right? So you want to make sure that if you miss something, someone else is going to be talking about it so that you can kind of catch wind of it. And so that's what I'm excited about going into 2023 about. So I'm just curious for you, what's next for Agent CRM or life insurance agents? What's kind of coming down the pipe that you're excited about?
Yeah, so we're building some really cool stuff inside of Agent CRM. Agent CRM at first was built on, how can we take all the different systems and softwares that we've got and put them under one roof. And so the initial thing was Agent CRM is 7 tools in one. And then this past year, we worked with another company and Facebook, and now you can actually launch ads from within Agent CRM. So these are all templates that we've created for various software products. So literally it takes you about 6 minutes from logging into Agent CRM, setting up your account, and then clicking a couple buttons. You can have an ad launched and live that is going to work to generate leads. Insane. Coming out in January, we have a tool that will enable you to do cold outreach from within Agent CRM. And so the cold outreach will go to licensed insurance agents. It could go to someone by job title, like, for example, real estate agents, because that entire market is getting kind of frozen right now with everything going on. Or you could reach out to people by company. And so you do cold outreach over email and LinkedIn, and really this was built for recruitment, right? People are going, how do I recruit? How do I do this in a way that is going to be effective, efficient, and affordable without having to use all these various systems? And so this is what we're building. So the cold outreach tool will be released in January. And then we have an entirely new platform coming out that I'm super excited about. And I'll be talking about that more at our live event in Nashville.
Yeah, can't wait,
Awesome.
man.
Awesome. Well, Alex, how do folks reach out to you, man? What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, alexbranning.com is the best way to reach out to me. You can get links to all the fun stuff that we built there.
Awesome. alexbranning.com. Make sure everyone checks it out. Arturo, look, we've got another one. We've been together twice in less than a week. So yes, this is awesome right here on the RAINMAKER podcast. So I'm loving it, loving the guests we're having, love Alex. As I said, we've been following you for a while. I know you've been watching our stuff as well. And now just being able to work with you is an amazing honor. So definitely thank you for your time, and definitely thank you for being here with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Earl. Arturo, so nice to be on the same podcast with you, man. Appreciate you and all you're doing.
For sure, man. We're going to do it big in Nashville for sure, man. Can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It'll be awesome.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for being with us today on the RAINMAKER podcast. Make sure you check the links in the description. You can get with Alex. You can get with Arturo. You can get with me. We've got some great stuff for you. So make sure you're checking those links in the description. And we will definitely see you on the next RAINMAKER podcast. Have a great week.